Welcome back to Diamond Talk. It's another edition as we visit with the head coach of the Savage Storm, Zach Crabtree. Coach, your team at home again this week for a 4-game series. It's kind of unusual to have 4-game series, first of all, and a lot of 3-game series in conference play, but do you like this 4-game series format where you play a 9 and a doubleheader on Saturday and a 9 or a 7 on Sunday?
I like it early because it gives you a chance to extend out your bullpen and see more pitchers, see guys that may have developed, and to get to see against other competition other than yourself, kind of see what they can do, because you're going to need some of those guys in conference play and also during some midweek competitions as the season gets going. So I like it the first 2 weekends, kind of see and get some guys out there and that wouldn't normally get to pitch in a 3-game series probably, and so it lets us see some more arms. And now I don't want 4-game conference series. I can tell you that those things drag out, and you're wore out after that. So.
Well, you had a good weekend. You took 3 out of 4 from Northeastern, and on Sunday we didn't know if we were going to get the game in because there was a chance of rain, but you got it in, moved it up a couple of hours to get it in. Northeastern wanted to play, and so I thought that was the perfect Zach Crabtree game. Tell me if I'm wrong. 4-0 was the final. You got to bunt, you got some guys on base, you got to move them around, and you had good pitching and defense.
We didn't play real good defense.
Well, there was a double play in there.
We played some okay defense, but I thought it was, we dropped a couple fly balls and we kicked a couple ground balls. I think Dylan Hurd might have had his first error. His career 8 games in as a true freshman shortstop, and you make your first error. It's not bad. He's going to be really special. And but we pitched really good. Jake Bigham was a spot starter. Originally he wasn't planned to start, but on Friday night, Coach Hendrick and I decided to play a 9 and a 7 on Saturday because Sunday didn't look good at all, and so Coach Cliff and I talked about our pitching, and we decided to go ahead and piggyback Logan Teskey and Tyler McGrew in that 9-inning game, and it didn't work out for us. We got behind early, and we came in with McGrew, try to keep it where it was at, try to hopefully get back in it. And so when Sunday became where we were going to play, we had to decide who was going to be that Game 4 starter, and Bigham did an outstanding job. I mean, he goes 6 scoreless and gave us a chance. Only walked one guy, and you talk about offensively, we had leadoff guys got on 5 innings out of the 8, and we scored the first 4 innings that they got on. We got them on, and my formula it has always been get them on, get them over, and get them in, and so it worked. And we had, in the best opportunity we had was in the bottom of the 8th. We had a leadoff double, then a bunt that they were safe at first, and we had first and third, and then we didn't execute. We got a infield pop up, and then I can't remember what happened after that. Maybe a strikeout or a double play. I can't remember, but we had a perfect opportunity to tack on there in the 8th, and we'd have been 5 for 5 scoring when your leadoff guy gets on, and but we didn't do it. And but thank goodness we had our bullpen was really good too on Sunday. All 3 guys came in and threw shutout innings, and other than game 2 of the series, our starters were outstanding. We went into the other 3 games, we had shutouts going into the last inning. And so if you can do that, you're going to have a chance to win a lot of baseball games.
Like Potter and Jinx and Bigham, kind of sounds like a law firm or something.
Yeah, if they'll keep throwing up zeros, they'll keep going out there and helping us win.
Well, pitching, the old adage is it's 75% of the game. I don't know, pitching and defense, but it may be, but it's always a lot easier when you have solid starting pitching and you got good bullpen action too.
For sure. And like you said, it all started, all 3 wins was due to our pitching. They came out and they threw strikes and they worked ahead in the count. They wasn't behind 2-0 or 3-1 to hitters, or guys could sit on pitches. And when our guys do that and we play defense like we're capable of, we'll have a chance to win a lot of games. And game 2 got away from us early again. We gave up 2 runs in each of the first 3 innings, and some of it was pitching, some of it was some spotty defense, and then we left 12 guys on in game 2 as well. And I always felt the whole game we were fixing to get back in it because we kept getting guys on base and we just couldn't get a hit really to close the gap. We cut it to 6-2, and I think the next inning we had bases loaded and we didn't score, and the next inning we had second, third, and didn't score, and then it kind of got away.
Well, you're done with non-conference action now, 5-3. I mean, until you'll have some games later in the season, but conference play starts this coming weekend. 5-3 in those 2 4-game series, and this time of the year, you started on January 31st. It's a little bit chilly. Usually the pitchers are a little bit ahead of the hitters. It's just cold. It's not hitting, type weather. Did you feel like you like the way you're? I know one thing. Northeastern didn't want to pitch to Colton Buckner. They kind of started pitching around him, and when they did pitch to him, it seemed like he always made him pay.
I've been coaching baseball a long time, from high school to American Legion to junior college and there. And, I was talking with our coaching staff Sunday after we got through playing, and I can only remember one guy I've had a weekend anywhere near that. He was 8 for 9, I believe, is what he was, and walked 8 times. So, I mean, he made 1 out on the weekend with 17 plate appearances. That's unbelievable.
I looked at his slugging percentage for the year for the 8 games. It's at 1,000, which is out of this world.
Yeah, if he can keep that up, it'll be amazing. But he's really seeing it. And the really good thing about it is, they were trying to shift him because they thought he was straight pull, and he flipped a couple balls over into right field and just really did a great job handling the bat. And they intentionally walked him, I can't remember, 3 or 4 times, and out of the 8, and then I think probably 4 of the other ones were intentional walks, and he was very patient and didn't get himself out by chasing bad pitches, so it just showed the maturity level. He's a senior, he started 2 years in junior college, and he started every game last year for us, and so that's kind of what you want your seniors to do when they're hitting in the middle of your lineup.
Well, you've had these 2 series to kind of get a feel for your team and get the players some reps and stuff in game situations, but now it gets all serious because conference play, Great American Conference play, starts this Friday. You got OBU, who is always, the last 2 years, they've been one of the best teams in the conference.
Yeah, they're traditionally a really good program. Coach Cox retired last year, and Coach Cox took over. His son took over, and he's going to do a good job. He's been there as assistant, and then one of my former players and one of our assistants last year is on staff there. Keach Ballard is assistant there now, and so they're going to be very well coached. And the one good thing is normally OBE really warms up as the weather does, so we're kind of glad
they got all those California.
They bring a bunch of California guys in, and so I'm hoping we have a day kind of like yesterday where the wind's kind of blowing in and it's kind of cool and overcast but no, they're going to be very
Probably
good.
Probably be sunny and 70 now that you said that.
Yeah, for sure. But if Potter pitches like he has and Jinx throws like he has and our bullpen guys do, and it'll be a very competitive series, and like we just try to win 2 out of 3. We'd like to get a third one, but the object is to win the series, so.
Now, I know you probably haven't had a lot of time to look at how the other teams are doing in the conference, but they've been out playing games, and I was looking. Northwest Missouri went over and played in Arkadelphia, team we saw here, and they won, I think, 3 games over the weekend.
But they actually beat Oklahoma Baptist yesterday, and they'd beaten, I think they beat Henderson and maybe a Ouachita. I can't remember who the third game was, but they, I thought last week they were really offensive, and they did a good job hitting, and they put up some runs over there in Arkadelphia this weekend. So, and I felt we should have taken 3 out of 4 from those guys. But so we'll see. The key to us is going to be throwing strikes and playing clean defense. If we can do that, then we're going to have a chance to be in most games. And we've proven when we don't do that we're very average to below average. So it's all for us. It's all going to start up on the hill, and those guys, pounding the strike zone, and us playing good defense behind them.
Got to execute.
Yes, sir. You got to do that and get the leadoff guy on each inning.
If you do that, you got a better chance, no doubt about it. Well, the first game is a 9-inning game at 2 p.m. I think it is on Friday, and then a doubleheader at noon on Saturday.
Yes, sir.
Oklahoma Baptist here at Mike Matheny Field, so come on out, fans, and get the Great American Conference schedule underway. Then after that, you actually have to go play a road game.
Yeah, well, we get one more home game. We got a midweek. We got the Tigers coming down for a midweek, and then we'll go on the road and see what it's like to play away from Mike Matheny Field.
Yeah.
And so, and then we return home. Yeah, so far so good. So.
Well, that's head coach Zach Crabtree of the Savage Storm baseball team. Good luck in conference play coming up, and that's going to do it for this edition of Diamond Talk. We'll see you next week.